Dijonai, did you forget what sport you're playing? You know this is basketball, right?
What does it take for a professional athlete to get banned from their sport? A punch? An intentional injury? What about trying to claw someone's eyes out? Twice. Enter Dijonai Carrington, the WNBA player whose actions have fans furious, calling for bans, suspensions, and investigations. But why isn't the league listening? Let's get right to the point. Dijonai Carrington isn't new to controversy. She's practically living in it. This season alone, she's been involved in multiple flagrant fouls that fans, commentators, and even fellow players have labeled downright dangerous.
She has recklessly swung at 4 people's faces in her last 12 games. 1 of every 3 games, she will recklessly swing at somebody's face.
Her aggressive defense has often crossed from gritty and physical to reckless and potentially career-ending. But is the league stepping in? Nope. Fans claim the WNBA is turning a blind eye, too afraid to upset its own players.
There's a difference between physical play and being downright dirty as hell. And let's be honest, there is precedent for Dijonai Carrington. I don't believe that Kathy Engelbert's going to take action against Dijonai Carrington. She'd be too scared.
The most recent controversy erupted when Carrington took aim at Skylar Diggins. Diggins, known for her blazing speed, broke away down the court, ready to score. Carrington came charging in from behind, winding up both hands, and slammed down hard. Clearly not a legitimate basketball play. Diggins crashed hard, visibly shaken.
That is a clear not basketball play. Nothing about this play screams basketball.
The foul was severe enough that officials immediately upgraded it to a flagrant one. But Carrington? She simply sat courtside, pretending to meditate, drawing even more attention to herself. Many felt it was a calculated act, a premeditated look-at-me stunt.
I'm going to meditate on the sideline, and everybody can tell I'm mad, but I'm trying to control my temper and trying to avoid having a crash out on television. But yet I know the cameras are all on me, so look at me, look at me, look at me. That's all intentional bullshit.
Yes, gather all your thoughts. Please don't allow me to crash out. Please don't allow me to attack this referee and go apeshit all over this referee, as this was a clear flagrant foul. Doesn't matter which play they are referring to.
After the Diggins foul, social media exploded. Fans demanded Carrington face consequences, calling out the WNBA's commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, for her lack of action. Carrington, however, brushed off the criticism, claiming she always tries to make a legitimate play on the ball. But here's the twist. Carrington averages nearly as many flagrant fouls as she does blocks. Is that really just aggressive defense, or is she intentionally risking injuries?
What I think she's trying to do is she sees all the social media hype when she gets a big block, and she's trying to get big blocks and does not care whether or not she hurts an opponent.
This isn't Carrington's first brush with infamy. Last season, she made headlines after attempting what many fans described as an eye gouge against Caitlin Clark. Video evidence showed her fingers dangerously close to Clark's eyes, nails sharpened like weapons. Even prominent sports columnist Christine Brennan questioned this play, resulting in backlash from players and activists defending Carrington. Yet again, the WNBA took no meaningful action, further fueling fan outrage. Critics argue the WNBA is afraid of backlash, afraid of the narrative.
She just gets away with stuff. She's Draymond Green. She gets away with stuff because she's seen as this tough player.
Some speculate that any significant disciplinary action against Carrington would trigger protest or activism, something the league desperately wants to avoid. But by sidestepping accountability, critics say, the league puts its own players in real danger. Carrington's repeated infractions pose a serious question. When will the WNBA finally prioritize safety over politics?
This league is scared of its own players.
Some commentators, trying to be fair, label Carrington reckless rather than outright dirty. Reckless players like Matthew Dellavedova or Patrick Beverley play on the edge but rarely cross the line into outright harm. But Carrington's track record of hitting players in the head dangerously undercutting opponents and making non-basketball plays consistently crosses that line. Fans aren't buying the reckless label. They see intentional malice and are calling loudly for action.
Keep Dijonai Carrington far away from my team. There's a difference between playing hard and just playing reckless. Playing hard and playing dirty. Playing hard and playing like Dijonai Carrington. There is a huge difference.
Adding fuel to this fire, Carrington narrowly avoided ejection after a dangerous play against Gabby Williams. She undercut Williams in midair, forcing her opponent to retreat to the locker room. Officials bizarrely ignored this potentially career-threatening play, again showing a troubling pattern of leniency toward Carrington. This inconsistency further enraged fans and players alike. Carrington's actions have drawn criticism from even the most neutral observers. Prominent sports media personalities, known for their cautious approaches, are openly labeling Carrington a liability to the league. Social media is awash with calls for the WNBA to take a stand, pointing out that the NFL or NBA would have already suspended or banned a player with such repeated dangerous plays. Yet, the WNBA remains silent.
Dijonai Carrington is clearly a dirty player. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
The best thing you can say about Dijonai Carrington is that she is an out-of-control, dangerous defender. And that is the most favorable way of putting this.
Why is the WNBA so hesitant to hold Carrington accountable? Insiders suggest a fear-driven culture within the league, avoiding controversy at all costs. Carrington seems aware of this, leveraging activism and victimhood to shield herself from consequences. Critics argue that if the league doesn't act decisively, someone will inevitably suffer a severe injury, raising liability and ethical questions that could seriously damage the WNBA's reputation.
A lot of fans started reacting to this. Suspend Dijonai Carrington. It's beyond time at WNBA. This is intentional. 3 identical flagrant in 7 games into the season. Fine her ass and suspend her for as many games as needed.
Fans are explicit. Carrington should be suspended or banned. But skepticism runs deep. Many believe the league will never act until a tragedy forces its hand. With every passing game, the league's credibility suffers more damage. Yet the calls for change grow louder. Fans aren't letting go of this issue, demanding the league prioritize player safety and integrity over image concerns.
The problem is, folks, is that the season just started and we have already far too many occasions of Dijonai being a reckless basketball player.
The question now is simple. How many more dangerous incidents will it take for the WNBA to act? As fans, players, and media continue to demand accountability, it's your voice that might finally tip the scales. If you agree that player safety should never be compromised, share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep this crucial conversation going.